or the violence will stop you.
Welcome back. Now we start the program in earnest. Stalemate. That's where we seem to be now, and I'm talking about the management of the Ministry of Power and the PHCN workers. They say that no takeover can take place in PHCN until their severance pays have been taken care of. And they're sticking to that, it seems. The last meeting held on Wednesday, 4 days ago, ended in a stalemate. And the management has revealed that the lowest cadre of staff in the company would get as much as 8 million naira, whereas the highest of them could get as much as 38 million. And where would government find this kind of money to settle the workers? Well, joining us this morning is the Secretary General of the National Union of Electricity Employees, NUEE, Mr. Job Ajaero. Good morning.
Morning.
We expect the President of the Senior Staff Association of the PHCN, Mr. Pete Okbara, to also join us. Mr. Ajaero, how are you guys going to settle this face-off between you and government?
Well, we are at the negotiating table, and I think they should come to the negotiating table with all the facts so that we resolve this. We can't settle it on the pages of newspaper. It's a clear fact.
But you all seem to be going at parallel lines, and in the core of this matter is the matter of the pensions, is it not?
That's one of it.
Yeah, one of the core issues. Government says that you claim that there was 85 billion, and all they found was 2 billion. Let me begin from the very beginning. How are those monies deducted, and who is the custodian of those monies?
Okay. Well, I think the major problem is that the people working with the minister, none of them has institutional memory where we started. In 1972, the Niger Dam Authority and the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria merged to produce NEPA. The Niger Dam Authority was deducting from payslip. The Electricity Corporation of Nigeria was paying direct from their resources. So there was an agreement.
I beg your pardon. What exactly do you mean by that? One was deducting from source.
Deducting, and it was being effected in the payslip.
Yes.
For pension.
Yes.
The other one was paying from even the revenue of the company. And then for them to merge during that process of amalgamation, we must accept one policy.
I beg your pardon. You mean the second one, in the second case, it was not the workers who were paying.
Yeah, in the case of
the employee.
Yeah, in the case of
the employer.
Yeah, in the case of the Electricity Corporation of Nigeria, and that was in 1972. Yeah. So after the merger, there was an agreement that rather than either effecting it at the pay slip or paying direct from the resource, a 25% consolidated be set aside before payment of salary from everybody's salary to be paid into a fund called Superannuation Fund. And between 1972 to date, we have recorded over 12,000 people retired who were paid through that fund, including June 2012.
Okay, let's go back just so that we get this very, very clear. You're saying Niger Dam, when it was in existence, was taking some amount of money from the staff salary as pension fund.
And keeping it
ECN, as we knew it then, was paying from its own fund without taking any money from the staff. Now, when they merged, what was agreed at that point? Was it going to be from the ECN combined with Niger Dam now becoming money they take from the company, or money from the salary of people? That's the superannuation fund. Where is it coming from? 25%.
The ECN and the Niger Dam Authority became NEPA.
Yes.
It's now one company.
Yes.
And it was agreed that 25% of the staff salary, then by working there, you are collecting 75% of your salary. Is set aside for a pension.
Okay.
And that has been followed religiously till June
2012. Okay.
when the issue of asking people to go came up, and suddenly the minister realized it's going to be a big money and said he was not going to pay. That's the bone of contention in terms of pension.
But the money deducted is supposed to be kept somewhere so that when you need it, you just go there, bring the money and pay who's been contributing to it.
I'm saying the same thing to you. I said that over 12,000 have been paid from this money. And I said even as at June, people were paid with this money. And he was telling you that it's 85 billion. And then he's seen only 3 billion. For that, he has accepted there was a fund. But I'm saying that the money is about 400 billion.
Not even 80.
Not even 80 something billion. Because by 2010 actuarial valuation, it was about 340 something billion. 2010.
Okay. In whose custody is this money?
Management of PSN. But there are 2 trustees or 2 signatories from the unions. At the point of paying a worker his exit package, management signs. The union trustees will countersign after cross-checking to find out that the work is not shortchanged. That is at the point they are involved.
Okay. So where is the money now?
That's the
if
question.
PHCN signs, the management signs, and the union signs before any money can be taken out of the account, where is the money?
The money is a problem of underfunding.
What are you talking about underfunding? Money is not funded.
The problem is a problem
of people's
you don't take from my salary. You don't take from my salary. Before you pay me salary, you have taken it off.
Yes.
And you remit it to the fund.
Yes.
But when you don't remit, what is that called?
But the union is also a signatory. So the union
does not deduct.
The picture.
The union does not deduct. The union does not remit. But the union, when they discovered that there was under remittance.
At what point?
At various points.
During
Obasanjo's time. Sorry, during Obasanjo's. No, sorry.
Did they scream about
it? During Obasanjo's time. We wrote even letter to the President Obasanjo, who in his own wisdom said, okay, let us boost this fund. He gave us Kado Estate, he gave us Awolowo Road, some non-core assets of PSN, so that the fund will from there recoup some money. And I'm quoting clearly from Obasanjo. But unfortunately again, Erofai went and sold the same land, the same property in, and we're in court over that property now. It was ceded to us because the people they appointed, ministers, including current minister, were mismanaging the fund of PSN. Secondly, we engaged the management of PSN that we can't continue to under-remit. And they said it was the problem of those that appointed them. In the first instance, government signs an agreement with AES, with Ajip, with a Mobi. You buy power at 15 naira. You sell to Nigerians at 6 naira. You can't keep money there. Therefore, they were owing the pension fund, they were owing the gas companies. Because of this act, government does not pay its bill. Over 100 and something billion is owed by government. And they challenge us that if the very moment government brings this money, they will fund all the places they are owing, they will pay the gas company, they will remit the appropriate money to the pension fund. Besides, there were some government appointed MDs who even invested part of this money in the failed banks. And this is what we are asking them to investigate and not to shout on the pages of newspaper.
You said that some of the ministers mismanaged the fund,
including the current one.
But they cannot access the money on their own because they need signatures from the union members.
The fund of PSN. Sorry, get me clear. If PSN realizes 2 billion, in that 2 billion, since my 25% is this amount, the other person is this amount, there should be an amount. At a stage, it was about 800 million. They were remitting only 200 million. And we said, this balance of 600 million, how are you going to do it? And their records showed there was no money. Because in the first instance, you have asked me to buy a product at 15 naira and to sell at 6 naira. I'm already running at 9 naira. And I said, no, I want to increase tariff. You said, no, you can't do it. And then I supply to you, you won't pay.
So when you talk about all of these things, my concern as a Nigerian will be that the union, how effective have you been at monitoring the money that is taking, and you're signatory to, how are you monitoring it to ensure that that remittance is made? Do you get reports? Do you know what is done with the fund?
Well, the issue of monitoring deduction, I don't run PSN account.
You don't, but you're a member of the union that is signatory to the account.
We have people, one person representing us in the fund, the senior staff, one person, the pensioners, one person. They manage what is put into that fund. Get this clear. If 20 naira is put into that fund, they manage that 20 naira. But from our side, when we discover that money there is not even enough, what we do is to protest and write. And in most instances, we have gotten feedback that they are doing something. However, there is nobody that has left from PSCN, even from the little money being sent, that is owed. What happened was that nobody knew that maybe 40,000 people will be asked to go at the same time. And when you're asking 40,000 people to go at the same time, you make provision.